All right, so I've got an interior camera here. You can see this is the front entrance, and that's the big glass courtyard, another smaller courtyard. And if I go to the virtual tour, this is roughly where I'm at. So you can see there's a little half wall here, and again, a little further back here. Also, you notice here, this goes all the way up. You don't really see the beam as much. Um, So what I'm probably going to do back in Revit is just delete this beam. And then I'm going to just attach this to the roof. And then this one as well. So it's a little closer. Um, so one of the things you can use before you get to Photoshop to make your life easier is if you come into component and you just say place a component instead of model in place, there is an interior picture frame. It probably won't show up for you at first. It'll probably be something completely different. Um, but I'm going to pick the picture frame. And I think these, if you hit space, it'll change the orientation. You can just roughly place these on here. And then I think looking at this other image again, we had a bigger one and then an even larger one here. So again, I'm going to put it on the wall. It's a little harder to see right now. Oh, it's low and the wrong orientation. Again, I'm gonna go component, place a component. I'm gonna leave the picture frame. That's not quite what I want, but I can move it later. And then I can do another one over here. Now, once they're in place, I can come in and I can make this particular one bigger. I can edit the type. I can duplicate it. Pull up picture frame 3. Okay. And now over here, I can say this one's actually 6 feet by 4 feet, something like that. Click apply. And now it's again, it's the wrong orientation. So I'll just flip flop those. I'll say this one's 4 feet and this one's 6 feet. And then I can move it. So that's closer. Now this one was even bigger. So I'm going to say this one's say 5 feet by 10 feet. And now I'm just going to move it. And now you have something that when you export this into Photoshop, you have a reference for warping your image. So if you don't mind having the thickness of this, this is the easiest possible way. There's one other method, but it's using model lines and section cuts, and it takes a lot more time. So for hopefully for 90% of you, this is going to work. If this thickness is a problem, you can always change that in here. So you get your thickness. So if you want it closer to the wall, you can edit the type in here. So I'm gonna do a cloud render of this, and I will share it in class, but this is just the shortcut for making your life easier when it's time to start putting actual artwork in. Then you have a reference to scale to.